What's up, everybody? I'm Tony,
And I'm Dustin.
and we are evenly matched. And we are also super excited because of the new Smash Brothers for Wii U and 3DS DLC character, Cloud Strife. Cloud effing Strife
What the heck?
has made his way to the Nintendo console finally.
Yeah,
It's
and
not-
he's never really been on a Nintendo console before. I mean, like maybe as cameos, but never been on a console.
Yeah, he's never been like a main character. So,
Yeah.
he's it's been a long time coming, and I never thought this would happen because it was like, Square and Nintendo have always had this relationship where they just kind of didn't want to work with each other for a while, and now, this was the first game that Final Fantasy VII was the first game that came out on PS1 after Square had left Nintendo. So it's kind of like rubbing salt in the wound back then, but now he's here.
Yeah,
Here he is.
and I wasn't expecting it at all. Like we were watching the Direct the other night, and I knew something. I was hoping for something for Smash related, and they said it was gonna be 45-minute Direct, and we're hitting like 42 minutes. I'm like, man, there's nothing so far. What? They gotta announce something. Come on. And then they said they're gonna leave with an announcement, and of course, cuts to the stars floating through space, and you hear the music, and of course I hear that and I recognize it. I'm like, oh, they're bringing Final Fantasy VII to the Wii U, sweet! And then it says Smash Brothers, and I just went, no, no.
So yeah, I mean, it's amazing because it's like I just Final Fantasy and Nintendo have never been that close, and I thought about maybe Chrono from Chrono Trigger might be a good character, and everyone's thinking Geno from Mario RPG, and now we've got full-fledged Cloud Strife.
Well, and I mean, some people made some really good points about it. Was that, as much as Geno or Chrono might fit a little bit better, just because of the fact that they got their start on the Nintendo console. Cloud is without a doubt pretty much like the stereotypical or model for RPG characters. Like when you think of like an RPG or when you think of Final Fantasy, you pretty much think of Cloud.
He's way more iconic and recognizable than Chrono by far.
Right.
And aside from getting just the one character, we also get a new stage, the Midgar stage.
Yeah, which looks amazing
from Final Fantasy VII, and I mean that looked wonderful. I mean, all the different summons are in there from Bahamut and I think Shiva and a bunch of others.
Yeah, I saw Ramu, I saw Ifrit, Bahamut. Who else was in there? Maybe Odin.
Odin, I think, was in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just and his moveset looks really cool too. Like we're getting to the point where we have a lot of swordsmen in the game, and I think people get kind of annoyed with that because of the fact that we have a lot of swords. People that wield swords. The swords peoples. Because we've got Lucina. She's not a man. She's a swords woman. But, I think people are getting kind of annoyed with it because of the fact that, it's another swordsman. But I think they made him look different enough.
Well, I mean, I love the fact that he's in the game. I never would have thought it would happen in a million years.
Right.
And here he is. He's in Smash Brothers. But my biggest complaint with it so far, and I don't want to take it away from anybody who loves the character. It's a great character. But I feel like all of his Smash attacks that we've seen so far, Roy does them, Ike does them, Link does them, and I'm like...
Well, again, the whole swordsman thing, you can only do so much when you've got a sword.
Well, I feel like they could mix it up a little bit. Down A is the same. Looks like, over A, right or left A is the same. And
I don't know, I
B
feel like
is the
his...
same, kind of.
I feel like his down A smash actually looks more like Little Mac's smash attack than anybody else's, than any other sword person. Maybe more like Ike's. It looks similar. Well,
yeah. It's not Shulk's, that's for sure, and it's not a spin attack. I think it's more of a swipe forward, swipe behind you.
Yeah.
It's kind of a practice, I think, with swords people, but
right. So I mean, it's really exciting in the first place. I mean, he looks like a swordsman, but he actually looks unique. He's got some different moves, like he is a swords person that actually has projectiles, which I don't know if we've got right now. Like most other sword people don't have like that. Yeah. He's got his B button move, which I'm assuming is that. His down looks like a cross slash. Up B is his recovery, obviously, but I think it's a 2-stage one where you can actually hit it again and he'll come back down, kind of like Kirby, or you can just do it once and he'll go straight up. And then it also looks like he's got like a limit system. I don't quite understand what's going on there, but it looks like it powers up all of his moves. That's not his final smash. that's
Yeah.
something different. So
But
it's kind of like a Little Max KO system.
They did showcase his final smash against Ike later in the video, and it was like, I mean, it's a little bit like Ike's, and I think where Ike, hits you up above the screen and then knocks you down,
Right.
and you blast away, but it's like way more massive.
Right. Well, I mean, it's Final Fantasy. It's got to be flashy.
It does.
So,
But everything's great. I mean, I think the moves they use, yeah, they're kind of just like every other swordsman, but at the same time, it's Cloud.
yeah.
It's Cloud.
It's more about the character at this point than it is about what his moves do. But just kind of looking at the trailer, he does look like he has some cool moves. He looks like he's going to be like a medium speed kind of person, but he looks like he's going to hit pretty powerfully. He looks like he's got two spikes from what I can tell, like his down A in the air and his forward A in the air. Both of those look like they can spike, which is pretty brutal. His up air looks kind of like Ike's standing on the ground up A. He just kind of just raises his sword up, and that's it. Just a straight line, and that's it. And then, like I said, I'm really intrigued by his limit system. I want to know what that's going to do. At least, and here's the thing that makes me happy, we got a swords person that doesn't have a counter.
That's true. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
That's good.
So we finally have a swordsman doesn't have a counter. Thank God.
So another thing that's interesting about this announcement is that when Ryu was announced, it kind of, I didn't know about it until it was actually shown in the video. I think it leaked or something like that, and people knew. I didn't know about it. But when it got announced, I was like, oh, that's awesome, and it worked out very well.
Right.
And then Street Fighter V came out. And I think, well, there weren't any others that preceded games, but, Cloud being in the game, and then talking about a remake of Final Fantasy VII, that's going to happen maybe pretty soon.
Right, and this may be good news for Final Fantasy fans. It may be that the Final Fantasy VII remake is going to be on the Wii U or the Nintendo NX.
Maybe.
It could be on either of those platforms. Cloud has an alternate costume. He actually has his Advent Children costume too. So he's going to be kind of like Little Mac, where he's actually going to get a different outfit, which is pretty cool. But I'm just hoping it's good news for Nintendo fans in general, like for Square and Nintendo's relationship.
Yeah.
Coming back together a little bit better.
And should they remake Final Fantasy VII, which I think is in the works, and we've heard rumors about it for years, and we've seen screenshots and videos.
Right.
But should they ever do it, if it wasn't close to being ready, this announcement would have been delayed.
Right.
They would have waited a little while longer to put it in the game. So I'm thinking it's likely, maybe not by the end of 2016, but it could happen.
Yeah.
So
I think two things about this trailer made me really, really happy. The first one is that nobody saw this coming.
Yeah.
This is one of the first characters that we've gotten that wasn't leaked or hinted at or anything beforehand. This came out of left field and nobody knew about it. It blew everybody's minds, which is awesome.
I'm glad for that.
I am too.
The leaks spoiled the announcement, and I'm glad that they learned their lesson.
Right. And the second part is that somebody else pointed this out to me the other night, is that Cloud is basically the preview for the Direct that's coming next month in December.
Right.
So he is the preview. What the hell are they bringing to this Direct next month?
That's a good question.
They're bringing a Direct coming next month. It's going to be an entirely new Smash Brothers Direct, special broadcast, and Cloud was the teaser.
That's true. That's true.
That's huge. So
people talk about the Smash Ballot a lot, and maybe there's some weight to the Smash Ballot. Maybe it ends up being choices from votes from the Smash Ballot.
Right.
Maybe it's things we never saw coming. I don't care. Cloud was voted on quite a bit. I don't know if he won the ballot. I doubt it.
I highly doubt it, because for them to do the Smash Ballot just ended last month, and for them to have completed a stage and a character and all this stuff in a month and have a preview. I know he's not out yet, like Ryu was when they first showed him, but for them to have all this shit done in that short of a period of time, it's not happening. And he wasn't even that highly voted on during the ballot. He was not one of the ones that was top. So for them to pick him over other people, I think would be a little bit of a disservice to fans. But
I don't think so. I think it's,
No, he's a great character.
Yeah.
I'm happy he's there, but, it's kind of like, if everybody in the world voted for Shovel Knight or Shantae or whatever else. If everybody in the world voted for Cloud and they put Bubsy in, be like, look, 5 people voted for Bubsy, let's put him in.
Well, you can also look at it in a different way and think that Shantae and Shovel Knight developers have been promoting the voting on this thing. And I know they said try and limit your vote to 1 per person. That didn't happen.
No,
you know that.
No, they had fanboys trolling on it.
So, it is what it is. But at the same time, Cloud was, I think, a front runner to win. I mean, if you could have anybody in the game, this is one that I'd probably go to. But
to be fair, a lot of people were actually kind of upset about it because they did want Chrono. They did want other people in the game like Gino. Like they wanted a Nintendo Square character, not Cloud. So I don't know. It's a mixed bag. I'm excited about him. I like Cloud as a character, but I can see where people could be upset about it.
I understand that because he wasn't on Nintendo. Final Fantasy VII wasn't on the Nintendo console, so I can get that. I see where you're coming from.
Right. But I mean, if you're a Final Fantasy fan, the freaking stage is so cool.
If you're an RPG fan.
All the summons, all the magic, all the crap that's going on. I'm just that stage is gonna be a hot mess.
It's funny because I like the stage a lot, and I'm excited to play on it. But we're only gonna play the Final Destination version of that stage. So it's great that all that stuff's in there, and it'll be fun to play 4 players or whatever on that stage. But I mean, we're only gonna see the Final Destination version of that stage most of the time.
Thank you, developers, for putting all this work into these summons. We'll never see them.
But the music, and it's funny because I was
I didn't even think about the music.
Fighting on the Midgar stage with the music from the first mission of Final Fantasy VII playing in the background. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Or having...
They're going to have the battle theme. They've got to have the battle theme in there.
Cloud's victory music is going to be the victory music. So, I mean, it's Final Fantasy VII drew you in so much because of the music and because of the environments and the characters, and all of that theme is going to be put into this one character for the game. So, just like Ryu, just like Mewtwo and everybody else.
I feel like they're really going to do him justice too. He looks great. I mean, he looks authentic. He looks like Cloud. Like all of his moves. I like the added little flair that his limit break bar above his head looks exactly like it did out of Final Fantasy VII. When he does his Omni Slash, it actually puts the text Omni Slash at the top in a little classic Final Fantasy blue box. Like, I mean, it's Sakurai and it's Nintendo and it's Smash Brothers, so I expect them to preserve the history of these characters, which they do so very well for everybody. But it's just really good to see them doing it with Cloud. So
definitely.
So I'm pretty stoked. I am pretty stoked about it.
Stoked.
So
to see what comes out in December, let's just wait and see.
Yeah. So I have one final prediction for this. I think that Cloud is going to be released next month. I think that he's going to be, he's going to be made available. Like they're going to do the special broadcast for Smash Brothers, and they're going to be like, "Oh yeah, remember Cloud? He's released today.
I bet
here he is." And then they'll announce the other, like maybe some ballot choice winners and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't like, and I think you're right. I think they're going to say, "Hey, Cloud's available today."
Right. He looks almost done.
Yeah, he's done. In this video, you can tell he's. If there's a problem, they'll have it done by then, or if they discover a problem, they can easily patch it. So I think he's pretty much ready to go.
Yeah.
I think you're right. They're going to announce that, and I think that they'll announce maybe who the winners were in the ballot, or they'll just say thank you for your votes. Maybe they won't tell you, but I don't think any ballot winners are going to be DLC characters until probably late next year.
I wouldn't say late next year. I'd say maybe February, March is when they may become available. But I don't know if you heard this or not, but the good folks over at Game Explain did show like a press release from Europe in regards to the Smash broadcast coming next month. They did state that there was some wording in there that left them a little bit worried, stating that it would be the last Smash Brothers special broadcast. So whether or not that means that it's the last big broadcast where they announce a bunch of the stuff, or whether it means that it's basically the lead up to the finale of the rest of the DLC characters is up for debate. But or it could just be trolling on whoever posted the message. I don't know, but it had to end sometime.
It's a little scary, and I could see this next batch of DLC characters being the last, but I could also see them continuing to make more DLC characters for a long time, just not announcing them in a Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
But
to be fair, they could make characters forever. They could literally just keep putting characters in here.
And you know what? Even if they did, if they continued to make character after character and put them in the game, we wouldn't need another Smash game. And you know, people are going to want another Smash game eventually, but you know, give it some time. Give it 5-10 years before you make another one. Keep making DLC characters, and then. But the next one's not going to have the same characters because they're going to have trouble getting the licenses again with some of that. It's
right.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah, it is, and I know maybe some people would disagree with me, but out of all of the Smash Brothers games in the past, Smash 4 is my favorite.
Definitely.
Stage selection-wise, I'm not too keen on, but the fact that I can play Final Destination stages, I love. That aside, I love the character selection. It's the most varied we've ever had in a Smash Brothers game. I love the balance of the game. I feel like all the characters are very, very well balanced, and they're trying their best to keep them balanced. And just everything about it is almost as perfect as it's going to get. So I think this is the best Smash Brothers game that's ever been made, and at this point, even if Cloud was the last DLC character, I would still stand by that. But if they add some more, you know, characters that just really have a place in history, and either with Nintendo or with video games in general, then it's just going to make it better and better.
Definitely, and I agree with you. You know, in everything you said. I love the 64 version. It's a very close second to me because I was really good at it, and no one plays it anymore. So
there are still people that play it competitively.
I know. I can't really talk about it much because, I mean, it was easier back then. I mean, I'm not as good as this one. So, but still, it's my favorite one. Melee was too fast. Brawl was too glitchy. Not glitchy, but tripped.
It was super floaty and slow, and
yeah, it wasn't competitive. And this one has the best of both worlds: competitive, fun play. It's amazing.
Yeah,
so
it's really great.
All right. Well, that's about it for us today. So, if you guys like this video, click that like button, subscribe to our channel, and we will see you next time.
Later.